Hey guys, how you doing? Dan here again. I'm out here mixing up some resin with some wood chips, sawdust, and I'll just show you what I've done here real quick, okay? You can see how rough that is. I mean, it's really rough. I think it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. It's 30 degrees outside. We're having record warm days here. It's incredible. Now here's a gouge I'm going to show you that was really bad, that I was really concerned about. I'll show that to you right now. Okay, you see that? Now here's another one. Okay, so I had a few spots. Like I said, I had 6 or 7 that really concerned me. And here's 2 more. This is on the transom. Now they're kind of filled, right? You can see that, but you see how rough it is? Those chips are rough. Here's one more down the side. This was basically a strip about 3 feet long. I hope you're seeing that. I can't really see what I'm doing here. I should have turned the camera around and filmed it the other way. Okay, and then I got a couple of spots down at the far side there. Okay, so I'm trying something different right now. So I'm going to get back there before my resin kicks. Well, actually, I got a little bit to work with it. Now, I'm just going to set you up. I don't know where I'm going to set you up. I'm just going to set you... Oh, I'll try on the chair here. Give me a second. Yeah, here we go. I'm trying to find where I am. Okay. Now, this is the mixture I just mixed up. You see how smooth that stuff is? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and apply it a little. Now that's going on real smooth. A heck of a lot smoother than the, where are we going here? A lot smoother than the resin and, sorry, I'm gonna bounce you all over the place here. Okay, so I'm gonna describe this as toffee. Where am I here? There. That's almost like toffee. This is like, it's smooth like cream. I'm just gonna pull it across what I already have done here. Wow. I hope that's filling. Look at that. Wait until I tell you what I put in epoxy, okay? You're gonna think I'm a birdie, okay? It spreads very, very nice. It's incredible how it's spreading. I had a little buildup down here at one of the seams. And it's just, look at that. It's just so smooth. Okay, look at that. That is crazy. That's just, it's smooth. and getting all my equipment covered in epoxy. The things we do, right? Just to entertain you, to bring you information. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It's much better. It's filling in all that roughness that I had from the sawdust application. And I should get one of these. Sorry, we should get one of these. Why do I keep on saying sorry for? You know, I'm not doing it on purpose, right? Oh, okay. And always try to use the same side here. I'm using a solid plastic squeegee. May not be the best squeegee to use, because if a squeegee is too rigid, if the squeegee is too rigid, it's hard to let a certain amount of that product off. But this stuff is insanely smooth, and it's good. I wish I did this first. Yeah, I really do. I wish I did this first. Oh, hello. How are you doing there? How you doing today, Joe? Look at that. I'm gonna come back, and I get a bad habit of squinting when I do things. There goes a helicopter. That's a Raven 444, small helicopter, holds 4 people. He always goes around this area giving tours. I think it's $500 an hour. Yeah, that's him, all right. You can go up with a couple of friends, and he'll bring you down to the valley, downtown Edmonton, and okay. Baby steps here. This is truly filling up that godforsaken. Now, I know people have been using sawdust for an extremely long time, and I don't know how they prep their sawdust. Everybody does what they can. What I'm filling up here is, I guess when I went to what do you call it? Oh my God. Okay, don't leave nothing behind that you don't want there, because if it hardens, you're gonna have to deal with it. Oh man. This is just stupid. It is crazy. It's working excellent. I'm gonna go back and show you what I did here. I'm just letting you see my face so I can talk to you and keep you entertained while I'm talking about the application here. I'm almost out. I thought I mixed enough. I didn't want to mix too much, because if it didn't work, this is working. Oh my God, it's working so nice. Now the idea is to leave enough behind, right? When you're applying it, the idea is to leave some behind. What the hell is this doing here? I left this outside. Oh my God, don't tell Mike. I did it again. I said Mike, didn't I? You know who I meant, right? Mark. I don't know why I do that for. You know, if I didn't do little things like that, I'd probably be Prime Minister. They need a smarter guy up there to help the people instead of helping himself. Okay. Wow. This is oh, this is nice. Don't tell Mark I left my eraser outside. He probably won't have anything good to say about that. This stuff here, this epoxy takes approximately 1 hour to kick, because I put the mixed sawdust in, and I came out and applied it, and I just gave it an hour. Went in the house, was watching a war movie, something to do with submarines, with Holden. Something to do with just before the war ended, called Submarine Commander. That's what I was watching. Yes, Submarine Commander. Okay, I've almost got this stuff laid out here. Oh, this is nice. You know, I was originally afraid to use epoxy with the wood shavings in it, because I didn't want to end up sanding like a crazy man just to get it off, right? But this leads to other things, right? I mean, I tried it. To be honest with you, I didn't like it. It was just way too coarse. Now, if I had to put a second coat on, I think it would have just even be worse. So, I went into the house and started thinking of what else I can use beside table saw shavings, right? And through this craziness, I seriously think that I've come up here with something. Now, I hear people use all kinds of stuff to do this. Wood shavings, all kinds of stuff. So I think what I'm using right now maybe not so crazy at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love what I'm doing here. I've already explained why I'm building a 30-foot boat instead of a 19 or 20-foot boat. Because I guess for the cost, why not? I can build a larger boat. And that's what I'm trying to do here. But just like my model airplanes, for me it's more the build than the flying. I mean, I fly them, don't get me wrong. But if I had to choose a crappy day, you know, really to try to go flying model airplanes, or spend time on a boat, building a boat, this is seriously, I like doing this stuff. I probably can't even afford to really do this stuff, I'm be honest with you. But you know what they say, COVID-19 came along. I work at a medical facility, refueling aircraft for them. I never got sick once. So far, touch wood. Touch wood, I got lots of wood here. Touch wood that I don't get sick. I've seen a lot of people come through the facility with COVID-19. And I certainly wouldn't wish it on my best friend. But things happen, people catch it, right? And it's sad because from the footage I've seen on television with some people not just getting sick, well, dying really is the end, but just going through the procedure of being sick over it. Not nice. Not nice. Not nice at all. It's very sad. But you know, with all the things that are going around, you wonder why more things don't bite us in the butt. I mean, we're only human, right? And yeah, it's crazy. So what I'm getting at is, if you are thinking of doing something, anything, you know, build a big shed, maybe something you could work in instead of doing it in the house. Don't sit on it. Figure out a way to do it. Figure out a way to start building. You know, I'll tell you what got me on the nick of building, okay? As a kid, I was a loner. You know, as a teenager, I was really a loner. And come from a good family, but you know, I was a loner. All done. I cut a bottom of a bucket off. I let the stuff dry after I'm finished with it, and it pops right out. I started this bucket when I started fiberglassing this whole hull, and I still have the bucket. This is a hard spreader. I don't recommend it. This is all I have. That's why I'm using it. I thought I would use a lid of an ice cream container, but I thought that was going to be a little bit too soft, because you do have to be a little aggressive applying this one way, then the other, then down, because as you go across, you also pull the product with you, and you pull it across the other way to bring it back and stabilize it. I go down the middle. I used to do cars, as I mentioned in one of my videos, and I just learned how to apply this stuff. Okay, remarkably enough, I got enough, just enough, to go over everything I had originally applied here an hour ago. And I want to show you what it looks like right now. And then after I'm finished showing you, I'm going to tell you what I added in the epoxy. All right? So hang on a second. Going for another walk. Okay. Just follow me over here, guys. You know, I got 77 subscribers. I mentioned that, didn't I? I'm sure I mentioned it. And once again, I thank every one of you for subscribing. I really hope I'm bringing something that you can work with here, something you can apply to your build, or maybe, oh my God, I'm not going to do that. It's all good, right? So here, I'm going to give you a scan of the front. Now this is, I've gone over with the second coat of epoxy with an additive. You're wondering, aren't you? Okay, here we go. Do you see the way that looks a lot smoother? Now, I also noticed that don't be too quick mixing your epoxy. You have time. Get the right density. I believe the first time I tried, I didn't have enough additive. So this time when I added the special blend, I added a bit more of it. So it got really thick, like honey. You know the honey you get that's kind of golden creamy, and you got to scoop it out with a knife and spread it out. It's not loose. That's what it looked like. Matter of fact, I'd call it honey mix. Hey, I like that because it looks like honey, okay? Beehive honey. I hope you're getting that. I should have used the front of the camera. Okay, now this has gone over that big patch I had. You know, the one I told you was pretty deep. And there's a seam line right here that had a dip in it. I'm about to go over that and show you that too. I hope I'm getting all this for you. And here's the one on the top. This now has no line in it. You see, the line was right here, right there. It's gone now. This is going to sand out really good. And you're never going to be able to guess what I'm going to use to sand this out. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'll try to get it from here. I'm losing daylight. You see that, how smooth it looks? That's going to take very little to sand. Ooh, it's pretty. Okay, now here's a corner shot again on the transom. There was two low spots right here, right in the corner and right in here. I don't know what created them. Now, this one I'm about to show you, about 2.5 inches down, sorry, I gotta look into my ear there, 2.5 inches down, for some reason, I had a line. It's about 3 feet long. Now, I suspect I did that with the planer when I planed it, but it was just a narrow line. And I was going to leave it, and I thought, nah, let's, I got this far, let's not leave it. So I'm about to show it to you here, and the indentation's gone. It was about 1/2 inch wide, very shallow, but you could see it. So I assume once it's painted, you would have been able to see it. So here we go. Now you can't really see it, I can't see it. It was very shallow. But this second mix I've made has, look how smooth the mix is. You see how smooth that is? Okay, you see that? Ain't that wild? I like it when a plan works. I feel like a baker. Here's another one. This one also too, I took too much off here. It was uneven. I took too much off of here. It's straight now. I should be able to belt sand this flat and we're good. Okay, we'll bring over here, show you another one. Okay. Now you can see on this one the color difference here. This is where I planed it, you see that? All the way to here. Maybe 32/16 of an inch. It's all flat now. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh. Ugh, that's going to be hell to take off. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm moving again. Okay, I have two more here. Now this one here was very uneven in here, had a dip in here, had a dip there, had a dip over here, you can see the marks in here. So I just basically just covered it over this way. So it looks pretty good. I won't know exactly how nice it is until I go to sand it. Okay, so I have confidence now. Can you see my pretty face? Oh, there I am. We're losing, the daylight's going down sooner now, obviously. As the afternoon comes to an end, it's coming up a little later in the morning. And, oh, here's something I want to talk to you about. I think this is going to be a good topic here. So, what I did, I'm going to put you down here so I don't get you sick. Oh, where are you going? Hey. Mark, don't go away. Okay, there you are, Mark. Okay, don't go away, Mark. Now, listen, I'm using guys' names here because, yeah, they communicated with me. They did this, and it's really great because that's just another connection to the build, isn't it? Being able to speak to each other, more or less. I think it's great. I have Matt out there too. He liked my dogs. Hey Matt, how you doing? We were talking back and forth a little bit about the setup for a motor on the back of this. And I was thinking to get one of those fancy aluminum motor mounts, you know, like from Viking. It's an enclosure. You 5200 bolted to the back. You get a custom built to the right angle, so the engine's sitting up. Anyway, dreaming again. It was $1,600, and I don't even know if that was US or Canadian. So Matt turns around and writes back, why do that for? Why spend that money on that? Spend your money on other things like lighting and in the interior, right? And you know, he's right. Matt's right. I was just kidding myself. I had cut the back out. I had showed you that in one of my videos. I forget which number, but I had patched it back in, because what I don't want to do is cut a notch at the top to hang a motor off the back of the boat. I don't want to do that. So what he's telling me to do is get yourself some 3/4 inch plywood, get some 2x4s and build yourself your own box motor mount. So what happens is that you set it up in the back, it sticks out 30 inches or whatever you need it, and it goes into the boat and gets anchored inside the boat. Now, I didn't want to lose that space inside the boat, but since the transom is on a bit of an angle, right, I'm not losing a lot of space. So if I actually make it a bit wider, I can also hide my gas tins in there to supply fuel to the engine, right? And I can hide it all by putting a nice lid on it, whatever, vented lid. Okay, I got an idea for that. So Matt, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say if you're watching, right? We're going to go with a wooden home-built extension off the back to hold the motor on. Yeah, I actually have measurements, exact measurements for an aluminum mounted one, and it shows all the dimensions for a 200 size motor. And this hole I have put in the back, and I'll show you that right now. You can barely see it. It was right here. Okay, that was cut out. Now, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do for you. Get this. Hang on now. Yeah, I can do it. Let's go underneath the boat. I'm gonna get my old me down here. My face is turning red already. Oh my God. The things I go through for my viewers. We are now entering a very large crevice, known as the inside of an upside down boat. Oh, man, I kind of know what a miner feels like. Okay, so here we go, right? Oh, while I'm here, check this out. Look at that. Look at that. All the way down there. See that? That's the front, right? Check it out. That looks so big. It looks so awesome. Oh, yeah, I was mentioning I put a subfloor in here. Check this out. We're going up. You see that there? I raised the floor 9 inches so I can run tubing under there for the electric, and whatever else I have to pass through there. And then it'll get sealed off with a floor on the top. So yeah, check this out. Ain't that pretty? There's all my 2x4s. Look at that, eh? Look at that. That's a big boat. You know, I can't wait to walk across the inside of this boat. But we're going to do that next spring, man. Next summer, we're going to do that. And I've been looking at this, the shape of the boat, eh? As you can see, it goes up in the middle down here. See that? It's kind of shaped like that, right? I think if I roll this over, put a couple of 2x4s in here sticking down, so the 2x4s scrape on the ground as I lift the other side, I might be able to just drag that over and then flip it, right? It'll just fall over the other way. And put some rope against a tree I got over here. And then put some anchors over here in the ground, and I should be able to control the roll. But I don't think I'm going to have trouble rolling it. I just got to figure out how to do it without killing myself. Because I may end up doing that by myself again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have nobody. Everybody I've known is gone. They've moved on. I would have moved on too if circumstances were a lot better. But well, I'm good. Don't worry about me, okay? But okay, so back to the transom. Now I'm going to try to show you. That's the hole. See it? I can remove that. No problem. It'll come right out. I just got to cut it out, okay? So that square area in there is that panel I screwed back in, and I glassed over it because I was thinking if I went with that aluminum exterior mount, I wouldn't have to do all that stuff and have the inside of the boat all clear. But now that I look at it here, the amount of room that I'm going to lose from the back to the front here, even if I go 24 inches, is not that bad because I still got to put a place to put those gas tanks in. And I think I'll be going with a couple large plastic red ones. I don't think I'm going to go with one of those custom aluminum ones. I really don't think so. But that might change. Right? Jesus, this thing's big. Oh, whoa. Tim would be proud of me. You know, Tim the tool man. Okay, so I got lots of work to do in here. As you can see, I got reinforcement to do in the corners. That ain't quite done yet. Reinforcement here, that's not done yet because I wouldn't definitely leave it that way. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, that would be the weakest part of the boat. Now, I'm trying to get the name right. Oh, I'm moving. I'm trying to get the name right here. And I should have brought my paperwork out, but I wasn't planning to do this. Is it the gun rail that runs along the outside edge at the top? And then you put one on the inside and then you cap it. I'm going to take a piece of 2x4 fir. A 20-foot and a 15-foot, or I just might get 220s. I'm going to do a lap joint on them, about maybe 18 inches deep. And then what I thought I'd do is I'd anchor it in the front, and then just to start applying pressure on it and bring it down and bolt it in as it comes down. And I'm just wondering if it'll take that curve. I mean, it seems mild enough, and you know, they flex, 2x4s flex. But I thought I'd use fir, not pine. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah, now, all my ribs here, before the price of wood went up, I bought cedar because it's a little bit more waterproof. It's a tiny bit lighter than pine. It's a little bit more expensive also. I think I paid $19 for a 20-footer. Yeah. But all those ribs, except for these ones here, these ones are all cedar, and the deck ones are pine. I didn't think since it's in the air I would have to go spend that extra money. Yeah. Now, I also lapped all the corners here. I'm just doing a little review while I'm down here, guys, to give you something to pawn over. Yeah, maybe shake you up a bit and get some comments out of you. Now, you see these little blocks here? I put a screw, I believe, I put a screw in here. See that? I put a screw in there. I glued it, and I screwed on that panel. I glued it, and I glued, and it screwed. Now, the reason why I did that is that I had one further down there, I think around number 8 or 9, and the frame popped. You know, it just let go. And I thought right away, ooh, that's no good. So I had all these little blocks left over. Coming to think of it, I don't remember what I cut them for. But anyway, you know, when a little light goes off and you go, I know what I'm going to do. I used all them blocks to reinforce that joint. You see the glue there and the screws? That's 18 mil birch, a bit of plywood. I had a mixture of scrap. I cut it all down in the table saw. Made them all the same size. They just happened to be 3.5 inches wide. So I went chop, 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 and I installed them on both sides. And you know what? I think it was a good thing to do. It's just going to add that much stability, I think, on the outside of the boat, regardless if I go to flip it or we're using it. Now, I am losing about 9 inches off the original. Where are you? Off the original 2x4 from the bottom here to the bottom here. I think I'm losing 9 inches. So in theory, I'm going to be 9 inches higher. So when the floor goes in, the inside of the boat, I think, is going to look very low. You know, like the sides not going to look very high. Because I think I got about 24 inches in the center there. And then, of course, I gained some in the back. These are longer. But around mid-center, about number 15 rib, I'm going to guess that's going to be about 24 inches. So I don't think that's going to affect the performance of the boat because we're sitting higher, standing higher in the boat. But it might make somebody think when they look in and go, oh my God, there's not much room between you and the water line. Well, the boat's still going to float where it's supposed to. So I'm not worried about the boat not sitting where it's supposed to. And I don't think that's going to affect us in the boat either. We're just going to look like we're sitting a little higher than originally planned. But people still put floors in there, so you'd lose 1.5 inches instead of 9. So you're still sitting deeper in the boat. But the boat's big enough. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. At least I don't think I will. Okay. Oh, a big one. Here, look. You see my stands I got there? You see that cross piece? And the cross piece here? And these cross pieces and this cross piece here? If you're new to boat building, don't make the same mistake I made. I cheaped out on the bracing thinking that I could just save $1. Well, I set all my ribs up the first time. I screwed them in and I started putting the woods in place and everything. And then I stood at the front of the boat looking at it. And I'll tell you what it was doing. It was doing this. It was crooked. It shifted because of the pressure applied by the gun rails, okay? The framing moved, okay? My strong back moved. So what did I have to do? Yeah, I had to take it all apart. That's what I did. I took it all apart. I went back in and I put all these sticks going across, sideways, up and down, just to make sure, you know. What the hell? Pretend you didn't see that, okay? I have no idea why that's not screwed in there. Holy smoke. Yeah. Okay, anyway. But the boat's straight, okay? So, make sure you're strong back. If you're planning to sink any money into building a boat, your strong back doesn't shift. So put all that cross bracing in. You know, just do what you have to do to keep this from moving. You see way down there, I got a cross brace there. I put that in there. So I was lucky. I recovered from it. I wasn't too far along. I'd had no plywood on it. I just had the frames up, and it was already, I didn't even have the Kilson in. I didn't even have that 8 by 1.5 inch Kilson in. Where is it? Right there. Is that the Kilson? That's not the Kilson. That's the Kilson. Whoa, there we go. That's the Kilson. Oof. Okay, so that's a 20-foot Kilson with a 15-footer on the front of that. And of course, I doubled it up where the two met, so there's no play in it, and it's all glued. Am I making you sick moving this camera around? I almost said I'm sorry again. So don't cheap out on the most important part of your build, your strong back. Now, if you notice too, I have 2 legs. Okay, so the original plan called for one. That was it, with two legs coming down on each side. Then I studied the plans for a while, and I thought, well, the plan says to make this boat at 2,800 pounds, wooded, framed, and fiberglass. Then I thought, how am I supposed to balance all that and still work on it, lean over it to work on? And you've seen in my videos, I walk on this. It's almost like a deck. How is that single strongback going to hold? So I did a little more research, and what a lot of guys were doing is that they double it. They put a leg on each side to stabilize the whole structure, and I can only recommend it. If you're building a small 12-foot, 12 to 15-foot boat, a single might work. But if you're going to start putting 2x4s from the bottom out to your boat to stabilize it, you might as well use a double-legged strongback. Okay, we're getting a little long in the video here. Oh, by the way, get this. You notice I wear glasses, reading glasses, when I'm doing my videos? I don't need reading glasses. I just need it to look at anything that's this close. That's it. The thing is when I'm wearing them, I just don't feel like taking them off because I'll have to go in and look at something really close. So I just wear the glasses. So I noticed that when I was doing a video the other day, and I asked myself, why am I wearing the glasses for? Isn't that a funny thing? I do a lot of things that I don't recognize. Or I'm sanding something, I got a mask, right? I take it off, I start talking. I forget to put it on or put it halfway on, and I start sanding, and a few minutes later I realize, I don't got my mask on. I tell you, videoing is not the easiest thing in the world. I can't imagine what editing a video is like. I'd like to try it sometime, People throw some weird, funny things in their videos. Oh, did I tell you I hate music? I was watching a video the other day, and I've mentioned this before in my videos, and this guy I forget what he was talking about, something. It was boating, and it caught my attention, and I was really interested in what he was talking about. But the music he had added to his video was just as loud as he was trying to talk about what he's talking about. And I lasted 5 minutes. I was a little disappointed. I really wanted to know what he was talking about. So, yeah, I don't put music in my videos. Yeah, that's not what you're here for. You're here for meat and potatoes, and that's what I'm giving you. Meat and potatoes. Yeah. It's kind of nice sitting on here. It's almost comfortable. Have you ever worked under a vehicle? A car or a truck, and you're doing whatever, and then all of a sudden you find yourself lying there and it's so comfortable. You don't want to get up? Right. Okay, so this is where I am at, okay? This is the sightseeing tour of underneath or the inside of the boat. I just showed you the panel, that square panel right there. This is going to come out. Not right away. I want to build that motor mount box out of 3/4 inch and 2x4. Matt talked me into it. I was going to do it. I decided not to. But Matt started throwing numbers around. Yeah, give me a second, guys. This is tough. He started throwing numbers around and telling me where I can spend the money in better places. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'll tell you what the problem is here. It's not me. I told you in my other videos, I have knee replacements, right? And you're not allowed to lean on them. You're not allowed to squat on them. And you're not allowed to turn without moving your feet. So you try to get down on your butt and get up without using your knees on the ground, without squatting, and without twisting your leg without moving them. It's a little chore, but I'm not in pain anymore. That's all that counts. Okay, guys, I love you for putting up with my crap. I hope today I've given you something to bite on. All my patching is done. At least the the patching I thought was going to affect the finish. So I got a couple of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13 patches. So we're good, we're good. What's that? Oh, you want to know what I put in my epoxy, right? Okay, you ready for this? It was I don't know if I remember what I put in the epoxy. What the hell? What did I put in the epoxy? Oh my God. Okay, I'm just kidding, okay? I like drama. Da-na-na-na. Oh, no music. Okay, my filler for this patching, I use flour. Yes, baking flour. Now, I can only hope if the butter really gets hot, it doesn't expand, but I didn't use any yeast, so I should be okay. So I use I use flour, white flour you bake with. You know, you make pie crust with or bread. I was sitting there thinking it's fine enough, right? It's fine enough. And I was thinking if I can mix it in and get it dough-like, we're supposed to, right? And then it would spread nicer and have a smoother finish for sanding. So you don't have to fight with all those little crusty pieces of wood shavings, you know, sawdust. And yeah, it's awesome stuff. I don't see anything wrong with using flour. But listen, maybe somebody's already done this. And I don't know, maybe the boat started spitting out pies? I don't know. Okay, guys, I use flour. Baking flour. And I got to run downstairs, go roll up the bag, and get it back into the cupboard before my wife finds out. Or I won't be finishing this project, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I use flour. I'll let you know how it goes when I go to sand it, okay? If you have any comments about what I've done here, please comment. I want to hear it. I'm not always right. Oh yeah. I might as well tell you this now before I let you go. Have you seen that video I posted where I had all this white stuff all over the side of the boat? Like it came from nowhere. It was like, I don't know, it was just white. It was hard. I was trying to wash it off. I'm wearing an orange sweater. I didn't know where it came from. I think I finally figured out where it came from. If you have any resin that hasn't kicked, the water takes it and pulls it out and creates this white, creamy looking stuff that is not easy to take off. I scrubbed it with steel wool. You check out my video. That's where I think it came from. So it was from the dew at night. Okay, I left it uncovered. It got kind of misty, dewy outside. And the next day after I came back from work, I came over to take a look at it and went, oh my God, what is this, right? That's what it's from. The air, the dew settled on it, and the resin may have not quite been dry, and that's what it did. It caused all that white running all over the place. So make sure you mix your epoxies up really good, and if you can, cover it up after. Don't let the dew get to it for a day or two. But needless to say, I'm good. It's all gone. It's been removed. That belt sander ripped it out. It's all gone. Okay, guys. So 77 subscribers. Now, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because I've got a way of finding you. So we'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Hope you liked the video.